I'd like to share today a couple of paleo artifacts thought to be Clovis. They are in the form of a Handaxe or what I believe to be preforms, and Clovis preforms in particular. And they were both found in the United States. This rose quartz example was found in the Black Hills of South Dakota. And this beautiful preform was found on the surface on top of Harvard Hill in the Mojave Desert on the shoreline of Pleistocene Lake Manix, California. Now, I've found literally thousands of these preforms over the last 40 years. This is a particularly nice one, and it's plano convex. Notice it's flat on one side and then rounded convex on the other. And that's typical of Clovis in particular. Plano convex. And Dr. Michael Gramley did an article on Harvard Hill entitled Presumed Clovis at Harvard Hill after visiting Harvard Hill and observing the artifacts on the surface. And that article can be accessed online on the Pleistocene Coalition newsletter website. But this is a beautiful example of a Clovis, what I believe to be a Clovis preform. Is probably also a story stone. I haven't really examined it for that. But this one is a story stone effigy. And so we know it's paleo and thought to be Clovis. Now this is also plano convex. So this is plano, the flat side there. And then we have the rounded side here, convex. And the plano side has been worked. The entire surface there has been flaked and pecked and worked to make it flat like that. And to make a beautiful, beautiful blade edge. That blade edge is beautifully crafted there. Beautifully crafted, and we'll see that that's part of the face imagery as well as the mammoth imagery, and it's just an outstanding specimen. This side has been worked and been flaked all along that ridge to form the contour of the back of the mammoth, now facing off to the right. That's the baby mammoth with the massive hair tuft above the head, facing off to the right. And it's also the face profiles of the face looking off to the right. With this, the eye, the big rounded knob, they left that intentionally there. They flaked it here and knocked off a big flake right here, but they left that knob intentionally. They could have flaked it off, but they wanted that white inclusion to be the eye, and the nose over here, and the mouth down here, the open mouth down here, of the young face looking off to the right. And then we have another white inclusion they left here for the old face with a big rounded nose looking off to the left. Now these depressions here, that's been flaked away, and this has been flaked away to reveal the more pink stone underneath the whitish surface. And that's actually a face as well. I know it's a little abstract, but there's an eye here, an eye here. They left this knob here, the white knob for the nose, and they did flake away the mouth entirely right there. And so that's a face looking at us as well. And these darker inclusions could also be used as the eyes of the faces looking to the right and to the left. I have another video of a Homo heidelbergensis Handaxe that has similar facial features and characteristics that were intentionally made into the stone to look forward from the surface and face of the Handaxe looking at us. That's not uncommon when it comes to Paleo Story Stone face and mammoth effigies. Now when we turn it this way, wow, what a great mature mammoth facing left. His eye up here, his big trunk sweeping off to the left. Just outstanding mammoth imagery on this. Then we have the baby mammoth again facing off to the right with a massive hair tuft. And then when we look over here, we have that mammoth facing off to the left, the baby mammoth with the massive hair tuft. And then the mature mammoth, wow, with its big sweeping trunk coming down to the right. That's a good example. There's the eye of the mammoth there. That's a great example of a mature mammoth facing off to the right. Then we have another face here too, with this the eye that's been flaked out, and the young face looking off to the left, and the old face with the big droopy nose looking off to the right. And then we have somewhat of a hat that's striated up here, a hat or a hairdo. And that same hat or hairdo is featured here and imaged here with the striations going across the top of the blade here. But just a beautiful, beautiful paleo, thought to be Clovis Handaxe, found in the Black Hills of South Dakota. Now, there are quite a few rose quartz Clovis paleo artifacts that have been found here in the United States, and also in Madagascar in particular. The Madagascar rose quartz is quite superior to this rose quartz, and many Paleo Story Stones from Madagascar are in the form of handaxes, scrapers, and beautiful, beautiful bifaces. But these are wonderful bifaces as well, and beautiful effigies. Now, these are all effigies. They're all thought to be Clovis. These are from Colorado. And we have here a beautiful mature mammoth with his eye here and a big sweeping trunk with its hair tuft above the head facing off to the left. That is a great mammoth image. Then we have some good faces. The dark inclusion is the eye, the big droopy hook nose of the older face looking off to the left, and the younger pointed nose face with the eye looking off to the right. And then we have a bit of a hat, a pointed cap up on top of the head. And we hold it this way. Now we've got the baby mammoth with his little trunk, appendage trunk facing off to the right. That is another excellent, excellent, excellent baby mammoth image. We see it over and over and over again with a little appendage. Looks like a beak. And we see that quite routinely as that theme repeats itself over and over. Now we have the mature mammoth with his eye here, hair tuft above the head, big sweeping trunk. Powerful mammoth image facing off to the right. And then we have faces on this side as well. The inclusion, the young face with the upturned nose and open mouth. And then we have the big droopy nose of the older face looking off to the right. That is a beautiful Clovis biface. And this one is thought to be from Colorado. And these are too. These are both made to stand upright. What we have here is a baby mammoth with this little beak of a trunk here and massive hair tuft above the head. And then when we hold it this way, now we have the mature mammoth. That's a great mature mammoth, big trunk, hair tuft, and sloping back. Great mammoth image there. And this is also a scraper tool. This whole edge right here has been beveled in paleo times. That's all been flaked across there to form a sharp edge. It's a very sharp edge, and so this was used as a paleo scraper. And you see the thinness of it. So these can be found on eBay and Etsy. Rock dealers don't know that these are artifacts. They don't know that they've been shaped and formed by our paleo ancestors. They don't know that they were used as tools by our paleo ancestors. They just sell this as rough. They call this rose quartz rough. And when it comes to rose quartz rough, when you're looking for artifacts, thin is in, and tools are cool. So if you find the tools, many paleo tools were converted to paleo story stones at the end of their useful life. We've seen that over and over again as well. And then, of course, the mature mammoth now facing off to the left. And then we have the faces here with the eye, the nose of the pointed nose, and the open mouth of the younger face looking off to the left. And then the big droopy nose of the older face looking off to the right. So I wanted to share that one. And it's made to stand upright. And then this one's made to stand upright. This is a triangular blade. It's a beautifully worked blade. This has all been worked here. This all beveled edge here. That side is flat, and this is all beveled. So that's a beveled edge there. All the way down has been worked. That's a scraper. That was used as a scraper. The cool part, though, is this is a multi-purpose tool. This is a knife. This has been beveled on both sides, here and over here, to form a very sharp blade edge right there. So we have a blade edge there of a knife, and then this edge is a scraper. And that combination is found in Clovis artifacts fairly routinely. Multi-purpose Swiss Army knife type tools that the Clovis people made to have a scraper and a knife all in one artifact. Then we have the baby mammoth here with its little trunk facing off to the left, its eye right here. And we have the mature mammoth with its big sweeping trunk facing off to the right with its eye up here. And then we have faces as well. We have this white inclusion as an eye. And we have the younger face here with the open mouth facing off to the left. And the big droopier nosed face looking off to the right. So these are Paleo Story Stone effigies. We know they're paleo because they're effigies. And I would suggest that these are Clovis in origin. Look at that. That's a triangular blade. We find these out in the Mojave Desert like this, these triangular type blades that have been worked along the edges to form knives and scrapers. So not unusual. But I just wanted to share with you a small grouping here of some beautiful rose quartz crystal. You can find these on eBay and Etsy by typing in rose quartz rough. And like I say, the rock dealers don't know that these are artifacts. They sell them as rough. So you can pick these up for very inexpensive, $20, $30, and have yourself a real nice Clovis or Paleo rose quartz artifact from the Americas. Rose quartz Paleo Story Stone face and mammoth effigy. This one from the Black Hills of South Dakota.